But anyway, okay, I'm reading the penis one. Sorry, people. I gotta know. I gotta know. This is. Wait, this is. Oh, okay. There's a decent amount in here. So anyway, guys, we gotta talk about it. Apparently women aren't the only ones with a G-spot anymore, okay? You know, guys, we often, we as guys, we under a patriarchal society, we often take a lot of credit for things that women came up with first. So women came up with the G-spot, but guys are like, nah, that's ours now. That's ours now, everybody. So let's go ahead and read this article by Dr. Katie Spalding. Your penis has a G-spot, and even the experts didn't know it was there. Let's go ahead and see what this is about, people. Humans have been wandering the planet for some 2 million years at least, and having sex for even longer than that. So it's perhaps surprising that, well, that's assuming you don't believe in the young Earth creationist stuff. Anyway, so it's perhaps surprising that even today, the intricacies of what's inside our pants are still kind of a mystery. For example, what is squirting? I ask that every day. Does the G-spot really exist? And the perennial puzzler, is my dick big enough? Rest easy, fellas. It is. I'm sure. But a new study has solved a puzzle many of us might not have even known existed. The main erogenous zone of the penis, it turns out, is a place so obscure that even experts in the field often aren't aware of its importance. The frenular delta. The frenular what? That's exactly what I was thinking. Located on the underside of the penis, right where the shaft meets the... Guys, this might get demonetized. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that they were going to be so... I thought it was going to be a little bit more, like beat around the bush a little more, if you know what I'm saying. The frenular delta, you may know it as the area around your banjo string, just can't help but be extraordinarily sensitive. It's richly innervated by partially overlapping perennial and dorsal nerve branches, the new paper explains, with heightened concentrations. Okay, I don't need to read that anymore. In other words, there's just a whole lot of sensitive, nerve endings in there that make for intensely pleasurable and highly specialized sensations. Although this may seem self-evident to anyone attuned to the sensations of their penis during sexual activity, our work scientifically validates the existence of a ventral penile anatomical region that serves as a center of sexual sensation. The authors write, in essence, the presence of a sensory center in the penis akin to a G-spot emerges as a neuroanatomical reality. There's so many big fucking words in this article. Maybe I should have picked a different one, but I just had to know about the penis G-spot. Okay, how did they figure that out? If you're hoping to enroll yourself in a genital pleasure study like this, we have bad news. Not only were the penises used in this investigation taken from dead people, but they were also, taken from dead people. Okay. Some were from fetuses aged 8 to 24 weeks. These were either from elective terminations or spontaneous abortions, and in cases where they had congenital conditions, these were unrelated to their genitalia. The rest, another 14 on top of the 30 fetuses, were adults aged between 45 and 96. Their bodies donated to science after their death. Maybe I'll donate my body to science after death. And it's not just because I think they're going to use my body, like pleasure my dead body to find my dead G-spot. Okay. It's not just because I'm reading this that I'm thinking that. Once removed, the penises were preserved apart from 3 of the adults, which were preserved and then removed and sliced up like what? Oh God. Okay, I can't read this. I'm sorry. I can't read that part of it. That's too... if there's any dudes in the audience right now, they're probably cringing. Why the 2 age groups? The team wasn't only interested in exactly where the nerves are, they also wanted to see how they get there. This was more than just an interesting side quest. Until now, the development of the penile's nervous system was a black box, even to the experts. Or a white box in my case. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry. I can't help it. As it turns out, the penis is kind of blah for the first 16 weeks, while the dorsal nerve, which branches out along the top, was highly developed at just 8 weeks. Most of the rest of the sensory receptors were absent in basically all specimens at 16 weeks. It's only past that age that sensory receptors start to become detectable, the team discovered. I guess you don't need them when you're 16 weeks old. The new study isn't a one and done explanation of the process. The authors invite further exploration of axonal guidance strategies, navigation through intermediate and final targets, molecular gradients of guidance cues, and a bunch of other nerd shit. But it does nevertheless provide a much needed foundation for understanding it. Of course, ideally, the study would go further. What happens developmentally after birth, for example? How do things change during puberty? But when your work relies on cadavers, actively recruiting new subjects can be ethically problematic. Suffice it to say, the researchers know there's a gap and they're hoping to fix it. Yeah, we got more dead teenagers. Hey, after Iran, we're going to have more dead teenagers than they will ever know what to do with, right, people? They can all get donated to the understanding human sex organs club or whatever. What about the adults? If you've ever read an anatomy textbook or sex guide, you may have been greeted. I've never needed a sex guide, okay, people? I figured it out all on my own, okay? I'm a learner by doer. You may have been greeted with the news that the glans, the head, is the most sensitive part of the penis. I also knew that way before I ever had sex, but okay, that's not totally unfounded. There are certainly a whole bunch of sensory receptors sprinkled generously throughout its various tissues. But these corpuscles consistently... Corpuscle, isn't that like that's like a sci-fi term in something, I thought. These corpuscles consistently appeared in isolation rather than forming clusters, explained the site authors. In contrast, the frenular delta contains them in dense groups of up to 17 at a time, a sensory bomb that justifies calling it the male G-spot of the penis. Eric Chung, a urologist at the University of Queensland in Australia, told New Scientist last week. It is one of the most pleasurable spots for male sexual stimulation. Chung, who was not involved in the study, confirmed. How did he confirm that? How did he confirm it? He's like, wait, methinks I know a way to confirm this. And then he goes to the bathroom for like 5 minutes and then he comes back out. He's like, it has been confirmed. Wait, isn't that where, circumcision happens? Yep, there are actually a few ways to perform a circumcision where the foreskin is surgically removed from... Yeah, okay. And some of them get pretty close to the frenulum. The most common procedure for adults seems to cut straight through it. Uh-oh. Okay. Sorry, a lot of this stuff I'm going to glance over and not read if it's a little bit too, graphic or whatever. Compounding this, of course, is the fact that even experts thus far are potentially unaware of the particular importance of the frenular delta. The area is not mentioned in the most well-regarded urological surgical anatomy textbooks. Kesley Pedler, a urologist at Port Macquarie Base Hospital in Australia, told New Scientist, even in the most up-to-date editions. Of course, there are many reasons to be cautious about circumcision. And okay, is this like an anti-circumcision article? Who paid for this article? Is it like the, what was it? Like SNP or whatever, the Arrested Development anti-circumcision group was or whatever. Of course, there are many reasons. Oh, wait, I already... particular controversy here. The researchers explicitly agreed that the prepuce is a specialized, specific erogenous tissue, and surgical excision should be restricted to lesions that are unresponsive to medical therapy. In practice, circumcisions can sometimes go even further. If requested, a doctor may remove the frenulum as well. Some places also offer... I didn't know there was this much different types of circumcisions you could get. An experimental and non-recommended, what the researchers call an alarming lack of robust scientific evidence, ethical regulations. And this, some of the nerves are okay. Oh God. Ugh. Okay. Nope. I'm not reading that part. I'm sorry, people. I'm skipping over the rest of that. Good news. If you don't have a penis, you haven't been forgotten. The researchers' next project is to recreate the investigation with vulvas and clitorises, an anatomy set that has traditionally been so ignored or rejected by medical science that many people don't even know that the whole thing isn't one big vagina. I at least know that, people, okay? I know that. Although significant progress has been made in elucidating penile neuroanatomy, vulvar, and morphology remain grossly unexplored, admit the researchers. leaving substantial gaps in our understanding of their role in sexual function and experience. Studies of vulvar and clitoral sexual neuroanatomy are underway in our laboratory, aiming to address the long-standing imbalance in research, they write. We seek to shed light on what has been overlooked, misunderstood, or willfully ignored. Indeed, they aren't alone in this, as research by a separate team has just been released detailing the full neuroanatomy of the clitoris for the first time. Okay, well, that's good at least. I'm glad they're not only, I'm glad that they're studying women as well. I do know that that is a big problem in sciences, that a lot of stuff is very geared towards like studying men in particular. So I was not expecting that much detail, I'm going to be honest, when I saw that article. I guess I should have been. It is literally about an article about the anatomy of a penis. So I guess I should have been expecting, you know, dead penises getting chopped up and thrown on the fucking table or whatever. But, you know, it did go a little bit harder than I was expecting. But still, I think we got some good laughs out of it. It was still kind of fun. I got to be my normal jokester self